the sun, the sky. If you punch in gematria, right? Go to gematria and punch in the fading sky. The fading sky. It's going to be a beautiful summer. Beautiful summer. I mean, it's going to be more beautiful than we can remember in our entire lives. You want to know the truth as to why it's going to be so beautiful? Or do you want to listen to what SJD tells you? Alright, so if you want to listen to him, he's going to tell you that the sky is going to fade away and it's going to be beautiful. The sun, it's going to, like, this magical stars coming from the outer space, right? And then once everything like hits the earth and like goes kaboom and explodes and everything, and our sun, the sun here fades away for 3 days and it's dark, and then it's going to be illuminated in the sky. And then once that opens up, once Steve prays to his God for the sky to open up, then all of a sudden it's just beautiful, beautiful blue skies and no more clouds, and you know, there might be a few changes of the weather, but so when the planet Nibiru comes about, and now remember, there are no planets, and there's stars, but see, our stars are covered up. Now here's the thing I was thinking too. The elite believe that the world's going to end. All right, I've heard that before, and you know, that guy Justin, he just keeps telling me things, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. It's the elite actually believe the world's going to end with fire? Are you kidding me? No, they don't believe that, do they? They do. Wait a minute, they do. Hey, thanks once again. Let me use that. Let me think about that one and see, well, what makes sense? Here's what makes sense to me. The elite, right? The ones that are in charge of the world, they are the contractors, okay? They subcontract their work to like people that like to sabotage things, people that aren't honest, people that have an ulterior motive. They subcontract their work to people like Stephen James Shawn and his crew. His crew, well, they're all like, they were evil. They were plotting to take over the world by force. They were listening to Stephen. They're not listening anymore, Stephen. I don't care if you believe me or not. So they used to listen. Let's see. You have the Air Force, all right? That's part of the God of forces. The Air Force, the one, not the honest ones that just go in, you know, just like everybody in the army, people, the ones that go in with a motive to deceive. They are worshiping the God of forces. What if, this is one thing I'm thinking, what if those elite, like Mr. Rothschilds and the ones that, what if they don't even know that the sky's fake? Because how many people even know that anyway? You know, when I start saying the sky, everything's fake, it's like, man, Robin, I mean, you're just, and I mean, tell my older brother, the one that's such a conspiracy theorist, but yet he believes that the sky is real. Like, there's no way that they could have possibly have manipulated that. All right, fine. What if Steve's crew have been, it's not what if though. The thing is, only a group of individuals know every single thing about the world, everything. Steve's one of them, all right? And his group. So, when he knows all the truth and he turns from it, and he has other people working with him doing the same thing, then they can keep secrets from their boss, the elite, the contractors, because they're subcontractors. Look, think about it in business, in the building industry. I've went through it myself. Firsthand. You have the builder, right? He doesn't know what's going on. He gets the report from his property manager or the job supervisor, the top lieutenant. You know what I mean? He gets his information from that guy. If that guy's corrupt, he's not getting truthful information. The crooked subcontractor is gonna order stuff and charge him for it and pay for his Lamborghini. You know what I mean? And so they're gonna be corrupted to the people in charge. That's where I come in on that. I'm explaining and showing and proving that hey, elite, you guys hired some crooked ass subcontractors and they gotta go. It's time to get some real subcontractors in there, you know, like all my subs, and contract these things out the right way. Now, let's say that Steve and his crew are completely lying to you about the sky and you don't even know it. I'm just going with that one theory. It's a possibility. I mean, there are people out there that have no clue, that are on the other side anyway, but I'm saying the actual elite, because it's like Steve and his crew, Hollywood, everybody, Air Force, putting everything up into the sky, covering our sun, moon, stars, and all that stuff. How would the elite even know? You know what I mean? Do they actually surveil people, or do they just sit back on their yachts? They don't sit there in front of a monitor and monitor things, do they? No, they get reports from the people, from the watchers. The watchers, well, most of yous were corrupted 8 years ago. Most of yous have already turned. That's what's changing the world. And a little bit of help, you know, from God. So, you have that. Let's just say this, okay? Steve knows to cover up the sky because astrologers, astronomy, you know, everybody, even Lefty, I think you said that the freaking sun, the moon isn't where it's supposed to, or the sun, or something like that with the stars. Now, I don't know. I know that in my heart that everything up here is fake anyway. So that's probably why you're like, I remember my brother said this before. He's like, you know, the stars and moon, nothing can be fake, because you got these nerd astrologers that are always going to know where one star is out of place. And they're like, look, the Big Dipper is supposed to be a little different. Like, shut up, man. I don't care. And then, I'm not calling you a nerd, Lefty, but I'm just saying, like, well, maybe. I'm just saying that the sky that you're used to, that you know of, it's not lining up, is it? Ain't that crazy? It's not lining up. I've been telling you the sky's fake the entire time. So, think about it. You don't even know. So can you imagine if you were in a high place and you're hiring these people to give you reports and they're lying to you? Well, they could be lying to you because there's a small group of individuals that want to rule the world, and Steve is the king of them, the leader, right? So they created all these things to cover up the sun and moon and stars, the signs of the times when Christ said he would return, and when God said he would rain down fire and brimstone. When you listen to Steve and you take the Bible literally, well, if you take the Bible literally, you will think that the fire is going to rain down on us. And that's why people got to go in their bunkers. And then here's what'll happen, all right? Because Steve is staying above ground. He's not going in the bunker, but he's threatening everybody that's going in the bunker. You're going to burn. He's using everything against everybody. I can see it clearly. The different individuals that he has, that he's aiming towards. So that's his part. That's his deception. Henry. Hey, man.
All right, now, bless you, man.
Yep. That's my buddy Henry. he he's gonna help change things also, because he's homeless, right? But he decided not to stick up for people that were lying in his family about some kind of thing that said that the one woman on the news when she tried to drown her 2 kids, right? It was his sister. I remember hearing that story a year or so ago, a couple years ago. Anyway, so he chose to, and he was a nurse, and he chose to tell the truth, and now he's homeless. So we're going to change that. We're going to change that. You know, with those people that have billions of dollars stored away. All right, so let me get back to this sky thing. Steve is pushing binary sun, second sun. This one's going to explode. The other one's going to appear. The sky's going to fade away. Just punch it up in your battery. It'll tell you the truth. I'm starting to lean towards the fact that the elite don't even know that the damn sky's fake. You know what I mean? And there's some that do, but I'm telling you, it's the comparison of the builder that has no clue what the hell his employees are doing, because the employers are usually on their yachts. They're usually on vacation. Trust me, it's like always on vacation, and they don't know what's going on unless they get reports from the people that are doing the job. And once they find out, once they come back home and they find out that there's been some hanky-panky going on, right, that ain't good, they come back, like the good man of the house. They come back and they see that evil servant smiting their fellow servants. Oh man, they are finished, right? So that's why Steve is saying all these things about the fakery, the lies, all the lies of what he believes is going to happen, what he's telling you. He knows the truth. And he's turning from it. So here's what's going to happen. So we're getting shut down on the 11th, right? June 11th. Trump has, he has until the 10th to follow through with his dry threats, right? About sealing up the border. Sealing up the border is sealing up, sealing up the 144,000. I'll show you later on the lady, Aaron Burnett, right? She's talking about the 144,000 being arrested by the border, right? And Trump's looking to raise tariffs, a raiser of taxes. He's looking to raise the taxes. He's looking to raise the taxes if I forget what even the reason is. I don't know, but sealing up the border is closing up our mouths, pulling the pipes. Ron is the rise of Nimrod, all right? And it's also the return of the Nazarene. So, of course, Steve is playing both of them. That's who Ron is. Ron, when he says Ron isn't here yet, he goes and points over to the bottomless pit out front of his yard, because as soon as Ron gets there, they're pulling the pipes, all right? Pulling the pipes is our vocal cords on YouTube. Ron is not an actual person, and I started to catch on to that like last week. I'm like, wait, no, Ron is not one person, and I know he's going to use one person, but the real meaning behind it is it's an abbreviation of something. I got to give me time to think about it. It's the rise of Nimrod, all right? The one that has the deadly wound and did live. So, that's what Steve's playing out. So when Ron gets there, well, let's see. Everything that happens with Ron is, when Ron gets there, it's the return of the Nazarene, Jesus Christ in the flesh. And it's also the rising of Nimrod. And he is also playing out Abaddon and Apollyon and Jesus Christ and Lucifer and Satan. He's just playing all of them. He's playing, whoever believes whatever is who he's pushing it off to. And I could see that there's different categories of people that he's pushing his lies to. And whoever believes it, and whoever doesn't, well, you're going to get smited. Here's what happens. When it's time to pull the pipe, all right, and Steve has told you, because he's decoded it in gematria. Bullshit. He's decoded everything in gematria that the sky, look up the sky, the fading sky. The sky's going to fade because we're going to open it up. I said this a while back. The elite, the power change, it's confirmed. God is going to flick the switch on you when it's time, and that sky is going to open up. Then I'm like, wait a minute. What if the elite open up the damn sky and they try to get me to believe that they're God? That's why I put it out there to let you guys know it ain't happening. Now, this is what happens. Knowledge increases. You go with the flow of the information you're given. You hop on board to the next boat. You hop on board to the other one. You go with the flow of the current. Don't go against the grain, because you will drown. Or you'll get burned by hot, boiling water and lava. Lava is going to burn you. You hear what I'm saying? Steve Fletcher and all years ago in your bunkers. Oh, by the way, guys, we have plenty of time. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen until 2021. You wait till you see what's coming next, because time is running out. We got plenty of time, guys. Plenty of time. See what I'm saying? How the hypocrisy of it is? It's like, whoever believes whatever, whoever listens to, oh my God. He's even threatening the elite, his bosses. I don't like that. Look, I don't like what the elite are doing with certain things in the world, but I don't like when people get taken advantage of by bullies either. Steve's just a big fat bully. Plain and simple. He is the Goliath, and I am the David, and I am chopping down the Goliath, and I'm slinging a stone right at his forehead. You know, the stone that was rejected, right in his forehead. That way, it doesn't say he was killed. It says Goliath fell to his face to the ground and was slain by the word of God. It's not literal. Fire from heaven is not coming down. It will, in the sight of men, to deceive all those that dwell upon the earth, because of the signs, miracles, and wonders of the creations of what they made in the sky. Lucifer, well, whatever, all right? Who Steve is playing out is the prince of the power of the air. The air waves, the air in the sky, the sky, the heavens up above. He is the prince of the power, even though he's not, all right? He's playing that out, I'm just telling you. So, here's what he's going to do. He has a set time. He already knows the date. He's telling you no man knows the day or the hour except for me, because I am God. All right? That's why he's telling you no one knows when Christ is returning except the Father. And I and the Father are one. So therefore he has his date. He has his people. That it's all about having the connections in Hollywood. He's supposed to not truly be known. This is why I'm kind of, it's like, when you're in charge of all the surveillance in the world, you're going to make sure that you're not being surveilled by the ones that need to surveil you. So you're going to keep it from your bosses, which is the elite. And you're going to let them know what you think that is going to control them. So scaring them, making them believe that this second binary sun's going to explode. And again, even if the elite do know this, and you're just scared because you're covering up the sky because you don't, because you're going to go underground in the bunker because Steve's telling you that you guys are going to have to go on the ground if you want to survive. And I will stay above ground, and I'll pray for you. I'll pray to my Father. Hey, look, I don't know what's going to happen, but when that sun goes dark, right? Listen, elite. When that sun goes dark, all right, I'll stay above ground, and I will pray to my Father for 3 days straight until he opens up the sky and this sky fades away. Just punch it up in gematria. I mean, Robin isn't telling you the same damn exact thing, but the truth about how it's all going down. Steve is telling you the lies about what's going on and acting like he's going to pray to his Father because, like, he's Daniel. And Spirit and Elijah and everything else. And God is the Father, okay? Because him and the Father God are one. So he's going to pray to his Father, and he's going to pray to open up the sky. That's what's going to happen, all right? I'm just telling you what will happen. There's no way that, certain things Steve had to change his script. You can't change this one. This one is happening. But I'm telling you how it's really happening. That way he doesn't get credit for it. I want God to get credit for everything that he's done. And that's why he sends people like myself to tell you ahead of time. So when the sky goes dark, the moon's bloody, and there are certain people in high places that don't know that this is all fake, I'm telling you it is. Steve is trying to act like he's God. I could do the same thing. I could say, look, I'm God, all right? This is what's going to happen. When that happens, I'm telling you what's going to happen after that, because I'm God. And then thou shalt art worship me, because I am your Lord. No, not at all. I actually want to serve you. I actually want to help you and everybody else that walks the planet Earth, because of the resources that I'm going to gather with all the help that's coming in this direction. See, none are coming to his help, Stephen, James, and Sean. They are all turning from him. You can see that Satan is whispering in his ear. He's telling him the truth. Steve, they don't believe you. Steve, you're losing sleep. Steve, I'm telling you the truth. He doesn't even believe Satan. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. Oh, yeah. Listen. After all these things happen, and you see that the sun goes down, and then you see that the sky opens up after 3 days, and then James is, he's looking to be worshipped forcefully. He's looking to force people to worship him. Just know this. It's all fake, right? The reason why the sky is going to open up and fade away is because they're done with the technology. Once Steve believes that he deceived everybody, which he never will, because he will always have the insecurity in his mind that people don't believe him, because it's human nature. It's like when you hear people talk, they're having conversations in their head. Look, everybody is the same. You have conversations. There's conversations going on in your head constantly. Do you know why? Because it's angels. It's spirits. Spirits are constantly talking to you over in a good conversation. Then you have filthy conversation over on the other side. It's like split. It's like each side has a group of people that are talking. Now, the angels whisper good things in your ear. It's like turning up the volume. You turn the volume up when you like, oh, I like what I'm hearing. When you got the negative, like, they don't believe you, you're a piece of shit. It's like, shut up. Can I freak out of here? It's all it is. It's like a switch. It's like, shut up. What's that? Shut up. Beat it. And then you silence the negative conversation, and you go with the good conversation. So it's like the good conversation that you listen to, they're allowed to talk to you, okay? They can still talk to you, whichever way. If you want to listen to them, they'll give you good information. How do you tune in or tune out? So when someone constantly says, whether you believe me or not, I mean, I know it's getting in his head. He's going to try to stop saying it, because I noticed in the video yesterday, the long one at the end, he said, like, if you want to believe me or not, because it's just a fact. When you speak the truth and you make people aware, like, real quick, You know what I mean? But that was all good and funny, Gary. So when you hear people talking about those things, saying those things, it's because of what's being whispered in their ear. It's an insecurity. See, when you flick that switch off, you won't be saying things like, well, I don't care if you believe me or not. I mean, what people fail to realize is, what I mean? Just speak your mind. You don't have to say anything about anybody that doesn't believe or whatever. Just go with what you feel and think in your heart, and do not even concern yourself with what people think or say, because all they are is transferring demons over. They're not even saying it. It's like when you think people are saying something, they're probably like sleeping still. You know what I mean? They're not thinking. It's like only you are your own worst enemy. Thanks, Steve, for reminding me that. I did take that in consideration, and I realized, like, oh, man, I am my own worst enemy, aren't I? What am I walking around thinking things like that for when nothing's even happening? You know what I mean? Be anxious for nothing at all. Nothing. What are you anxious for? Don't you realize that after a specific period of time, you shut that, what's bothering you, you shut it off. All right? But a lot of people go through this feeling like they think it's natural to feel and think that way because you're thinking it. No, it's not. You're just tuning into the negative and not tuning into the positive conversation. There's angels in this room. There's demons in this room. There's many houses in that mansion of yours, in your temple. And it's just which door do you choose to open up and sit and like hang out, like, hey, what's up, guys? What you talking about now? Huh? Oh, nothing good? Well, let me stay here and listen. So it's you that makes the decision in your mind. You can tune out whatever you want, and you can tune in to whatever you want. But those thoughts, it's yours. And so here's what people, and I've experienced this myself, that's why I'm talking out of experience. There's times where it's like something bothers you, something's stressing you out, whatever, you think about it, and you think about it, and just keep thinking about it. It's like, man, you know what, I'm sick of thinking about it. Just go away. And then it goes away. Well, take that experience that you just had, right? Knowing that you got rid of it over time, right? And then the next time, create a switch in your head. Just create the switch. Like, click, beat it. Shut the F up. You can just say that in your head. Like, and then they're gone. Just like that. That's how easy it is when you recognize what it is. See, so many people think that because you're thinking it, it's your thoughts. Well, no. It's what you are tuning into. You're turning the volume up to listen to the negativity. And then once it finally makes you sick, then you turn it off. Now, next time, use it as a switch. As soon as those thoughts come in, switch, flick, beat it. Steve, beat it. But you're gonna burn in lava if you go underground. What did Robin say, huh? That's right. So you flick the switch off of what Steve is telling you, and flick the switch on what Robin's telling you. Alright? Trust me. Or don't. Whatever. You can do whatever you want, because it's free will. You'll learn on your own. I'm just telling you what works. Those tactics work. Steve's tactics have faded away. The spell, he cast a spell, it doesn't work anymore. So because he is acting as the prince of the power of the air, as Lucifer, when he's not. If anything, he's just the son of Cain, I think. But then again, he said I'm a fallen angel. All right, I am. He said that I am the son of Cain. Well, I don't know. My dad's name is William Henry. And, William Hugh, I'm sorry. I'm Henry. And, so that's my dad, right? That's my real dad. But he's trying to tell the elite and everybody and whoever believes in that I'm a fallen angel. Like it's a bad thing. No shit, Steve. We're all fallen angels. And until you rise back up, because that's what Lucifer is. Like, it's like the experience of the vessel on earth is someone who has gone the wrong way, fell like an angel, and then rose back up like Christ. That's like if Satan and Christ had a child, his name would be Lucifer. That's how I look at it. So yes, of course, that's a bad thing to be a fallen angel. Not when you've risen back up. Not at all. But you don't want to tell people that, Steve, because, you're a liar. So, all these lies, this gematria thing, it's, thank God that the fake news made me sick. Because now I understand what's going on in the entire world. I don't care if you believe me or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you believe me or not. Shut up! See how that works? You could say, I don't care if you believe me or not. Because you're immediately thinking they don't believe you. Or why else would you say that? It's like, I sleep fine, Rabin. Do you? Do you? I don't have a script. Look, there's nothing. I don't have anything in front of me. Really? Are you sure about that, Steve? Can you think from the top of your head? And carry no script? I don't know. Boy, I tell you, life is just dandy. Especially in these last times at the end of the world. When the fire's going to be raining down on fire and brimstone on the earth. Because God is furious. And Steve, he has a connection with God. Listen, he is full of shite. All the way through, top, bottom, left, right, upside down, left side, right. Steve is full of shite. And it's all being exposed. He will be humbled. He will be a great asset for God when that happens. But everybody is going to turn from him first. And we're going to understand, yes, it is going to be a beautiful summer. The rest of your life is going to be fantastic. Because the lies, all these lies, all this time, all that for at least 100 years, okay, generation to generation, these lies have been sacred and keep locked tight because they want to pull this deception, and Steve wants to be worshipped as God. Oh man, it's not happening. Sorry, Steve. Sorry. That is all crumbling down just because of the past 2 years. I'm taking you down, Steve. I'm taking you down. It's just that is a fact. It's flat out. I don't care if you believe me or not. I don't care if you believe me or not. It's a fact. So, all right, I'm running out of time. Hey, look, good luck, Steve, all right?